Hey guys, it's Hannah and welcome back to the Dyslexic Reader. Today I am doing the Muppets Book Tag. I was tagged by the Insomniac Reader and I'll link his channel down below. I find these questions a bit hard. They're a bit weird and wacky. They're not the normal sort of tag questions, so I would say if you are looking for a tag to do, this is a really good one. The first question is about the Swedish chef. So it's a book that looked good but left a bad taste in your mouth. For that I chose The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. I have already discussed this book quite a lot on this channel. It was my first read of the year. It was one of my I can't ever remember in DNF in a book. None's coming to mind apart from this one. I've talked a lot about it. I've done a comparison between the novel and the graphic novels. I like the graphic novels a lot more. But yeah, Neil Gaiman as an author, I like. The whole premise of the story appealed to me. I thought the idea behind it was good. The artwork looked good, but I didn't even get halfway through it. I really didn't connect with the characters, the setting, the writing style. None of it sort of worked for me. The second one is for Fozzie Bear, a book that you couldn't help but laugh at the jokes or the sarcasm. This is a bit of a weird one. I don't actually have the physical book with me. Pride and Prejudice, or really any Jane Austen. I find her characters like hilarious sometimes. I think they're like little snide remarks about people on the way they gossip behind each other's backs, like all the ladies like gossiping, and just the language they use. Like, I love the language, and it always makes me laugh, like all the little snide comments they make, especially Mr. Bennet to Mrs. Bennet, Elizabeth Bennet's parents. I love the little snide comments he makes about her when she's like hyping all these things up to be important, and he just like shuts her down every time. I think it's hilarious. So it's not really a funny book, but it always makes me giggle at certain parts. So this is for Bunsen Honeydew Beaker, a book that you felt a little bit smarter because you read it. And that can be if it was like a non-fiction or a fiction, or just the characters were so stupid that they made you seem like you felt smarter because of it. This doesn't really fall into any of these categories, but the book I picked for this was by Dante, the Inferno. One of it was because I always wanted to read this book, and it was a real challenge for me. I found it very hard to read. It took me an awfully long time. The language was hard. The sort of writing style was hard. The direct translation, so it didn't work very well in English necessarily. The style of the writing, almost like poetry, was hard. But it was something that I really wanted to read, and I pushed through it, and I felt really good. I felt like, yes, I have achieved something intellectual, if you want to say, by the time I finished this. And I enjoyed reading it. Like, I was out in like Starbucks having a coffee and reading Dante, and people were like, you reading Dante? I was like, yes, I am. So yeah, reading Dante made me feel smart because it was such a struggle for me with the dyslexia and everything I've mentioned in this channel. So reading normally is a challenge, so to read something that would be difficult for anyone, and actually I felt like I succeeded and got a lot out of it, so that made me feel a lot smarter when I finished that book. Crazy Harry, a book that at least one of the characters did something in the book so like drove you crazy. Something happened that you were like, nah. This, I picked Lord of the Rings. I just lifted the Fellowship of the Ring, the first one, to show you guys. I forgot how massive these books are. Okay, I can't believe the Lord of the Rings, which are like all this thick, made 3 movies, and The Hobbit made 3 movies, and it was only like a quarter of one of these books. But I hated Frodo. Frodo drove me insane. So, I really want to do this, and then he would complain and complain, and then everyone was like, you know, you don't have to, and he's like, yes I do. Like, either don't do it, like no one is forcing you to do it, or suck it up and get on with it. Frodo as a character really annoyed me. Not as much as the books as the movies, I think. I don't know, it's been so long since I read the books. I struggled with the Lord of the Rings books. I think it was the size. I've read The Hobbit like a number of times. Haven't seen all the Hobbit movies yet, only the first one. Didn't really catch me. I've seen all the Lord of the Rings movies, but it's been like a couple of times, but it's been ages since I've read any of the books. But if I remember rightly, I liked him more in the books than the movies anyway. But still, Frodo, I thought he was moany. Every time he opened his mouth, I was like, oh, here we go. So, that's what I picked for Crazy Harry. Janice, name an easy read that always gives you like good vibes, good feelings. And this isn't a specific book, it's an author, Dr. Seuss. Love Dr. Seuss. Picked out this one because Yertle the Turtle is my favourite. I think they're great. They're funny. They're easy to read. Literacy wise, they're good. I think as a teaching tool, Dr. Seuss is fabulous. All his stories are great, kids love them, and they all have like a really accessible message. They're not always negative, but like they're all like, we can do this type thing. Some of them are like hard messages to convey to children, but like they do it really well. Like Yertle the Turtle talks about like power of the people and like sort of corruption in politics and all that sort of stuff. You've got the Lorax, which talks about, you know, looking after the planet, the places you'll go, not confining yourself and like letting creativity flow. Like topics that would maybe be hard to convey to children, but they're done so beautifully in these books and they really open up discussions. But I've got like all the Dr. Seuss books. I have a whole like box set with like 20 plus books in it, and that's not even them all, so I've got some like separate ones as well. But I just picked out Yertle the Turtle because, yeah, it's one of my favourites, and I'm always like, need to feel good, pick up a Dr. Seuss book. The next one is a book series that you loved that was turned into a movie or a TV show that was a total letdown. Total letdown might be a bit strong. I was very close to picking the series Unfortunate Events for this. Not that the movie was a letdown, I enjoyed the movie, but the recent Netflix series, I don't know how I feel about that yet. I suppose they haven't finished, there'll be more series, so that's why I didn't really want to comment, and I'm still in my head, haven't quite worked out how all the little differences sit with me. Loving series Unfortunate Events so much, and I loved the Jim Carrey movie, like loads of people didn't. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. I watch it all the time. But the new like Netflix, I don't know. I haven't made up my mind. So that was a close pick. But what I actually picked, and this is controversial, is Harry Potter. Not just the Philosopher's Stone. Philosopher, because we're in the UK. Not sorcerer. Philosopher. Yeah. Not just the first one, the whole movie franchise. I don't really know how to put this into words without annoying people. I suppose I am going to annoy people. I did not read Harry Potter until I was about 2021. Can't remember the exact age. It was in there somewhere. My friend keeps saying, you have to, you have to, you have to. And I was like, I don't like it.
System UI server.
Low battery. Okay, thank you. I don't like it.
Low battery.
Apparently we have to be told twice. I don't like it. No interest. I didn't even have any interest in reading them whatsoever. I didn't care what happened. I didn't know. I'd seen the first movie and the second movie a couple of times, and I think I'd seen part of Prisoner of Azkaban on a plane once, but was not really fussed at all. So she says, let me lend you them. She says, I have them all, and she says I have them on audiobooks as well. Her son had them on audiobooks, so she was like, I'll give you the book with the audiobooks, because I like, she's like, you can listen to them, you can read them, or you can do them both together, because I like doing that as well. So I was like, alright, if you're going to. And between Easter and my birthday, which is the 1st of July, I had read the whole series, all 7 books, like, and that was midst exams, because I was in uni at the time and everything. I had read the whole, and anyone who knows, like, the 5th book is huge, and I had read them all in the space of like 2.5 months. I absolutely tore through them and I loved them. I had seen the movies before the books, okay, and I was quite young when I'd seen the movies, and I'd seen them a couple of times, like I gave them a couple of goes. but the movies never made sense to me. The books did. The books, I love the books. I thought they were phenomenal. So good. We'll not talk about Cursed Child, but the 7 books, excluding the epilogue of Deathly Hallows, that also didn't happen in my opinion. We got to keep ourselves sane over here. Oh, fantastic. I loved the series. I've reread them. Like, I only read them for the first time like a couple of years ago, and I've reread them like 3 or 4 times already, like all of them. I love them. I think they're so good. Still haven't seen all the movies. Like, once I had read the books through once and loved the books, I was like, okay, I'm going to give the movies another try, and I watched the first couple and liked them, and got to the middle, and no, I never even finished like watching all the movies. I didn't think the movies were good. I didn't think the movies made sense. I like every little knot to be tied off. I like, in fantasy, rules of a world to be consistent. And even though I know them now because I read the books, I felt the movies didn't give that. I felt like spells worked sometimes, not others. Like, it wasn't explained. I felt like Quidditch was the most pointless sport. Like, it was all about catching the snitch, so like, why are all these other people here? It's not just about catching the snitch, but you get all that in the books, not mentioned in the movies. And I understand, well, like, the first one's pretty small, but when you get to like massive at the end, you can't fit that all in to a movie, and I understand that. But I think the bits that were put in, characters that were left out, bits that were left out, just general information about the sort of wizarding world that was left out in the movies, not a fan. Still haven't seen all the movies. And that might be controversial, but I don't care. Like, it's not even that I think the books are so much better than the movies. I just think the movies are bad. I do think the books are great, but the movies are just bad. And then the last one is just to tag someone. I don't know. Like, I got so excited when I got tagged to do these things. So I had a couple of tag videos about like tags for myself. I'm such a sado. But I got so excited when I was tagged to do this. But like, I just tag in anyone because I think this is really fun and really unique. And I don't think I've seen anything like this before. The questions are like a bit different. Like, a book you couldn't help but laugh at, or like something that you felt smarter after you read it. Like, those sorts of questions I don't feel like are in a lot of other tags. So I really enjoyed doing this. So I would just say, anyone who wants to do this, just go and have fun, whether it's on a blog, YouTube, whatever. Just answer the questions, just go through them. I'll like put all the questions in the description so you can look at them. Just go through and answer them yourself. Like, it made me think. I don't know, I was like scanning my bookshelves trying to like find ones to fill each category. It was normally with a tag, I'm like, oh, this. This one was a bit more thought-provoking for me anyway. So please like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, all those things, all linked below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.